Relationship advice. My 26 male, soon-to-be ex-wife, 25 female, is trying to get me to come back and won't leave me alone. Wife cheated on me for over a year, lied and manipulated me into a depression. When I found out, I left, moved back in with my parents. I found out more and more after that, about multiple other guys and dating profiles she had. I also found out that she had almost immediately shacked up with one of our mutual friends who had texted her, confessing his feelings for her, just a week before we split. Well, 4 months later, after a lot of therapy, that I was already in before this, and a lot of support from friends and family, I was completely over it and had moved on. Unfortunately, we weren't able to afford a divorce at the time of separation, so that process has just recently started. I met someone and have fallen completely head over heels, and the feeling is mutual. I wasn't looking for anything, it just fell into my lap and it just felt so right. It's going amazing. I've truly never been happier in my life. However, my soon-to-be ex found out about this relationship and has pulled a complete 180. She broke things off with her new boyfriend, doesn't want a divorce, and wants to get back together and go to marriage counseling, stating she loves me so much, and knows we're supposed to be together. She is texting me and my family members so much that it's borderline harassment. Everyone else has blocked her, but I tried to speak with her and tell her that it is completely over. She isn't taking anything other than a "yes, let's get back together" for an answer. I don't love her anymore, but I know her and how she can be, and I'm worried she's going to do something to hurt herself for attention, but I don't feel it's my place anymore. How do I handle this situation, keeping her out of my life until the divorce is final? And if she does threaten to hurt herself, how do I proceed? What are my options? I just need help. Now for the top advice. She has already caused you enough pain. Do not let it continue. Block her and only communicate through your divorce attorney. And get a restraining order against her as well. I assume you have a divorce lawyer, so speak to your lawyer about how you could easily go limited to no contact / get a cease and desist order to keep her away from you, until the divorce proceedings are finalized. Only communicate with her through your lawyer from this point forward. Do not say anything to her without your lawyer's approval. If she threatens to hurt herself, call the police and have them do a wellness check, but do not get involved yourself. Threatening to hurt herself is just another manipulation / abuse tactic to get you to stay. Don't fall for it. You're not a hero, and you have zero control over whether she hurts herself or not. I'm surprised your therapist didn't drill this into your head. Because he or she definitely should have. Everyone else who cares about you has blocked her. You should too. She's trash. From my perspective, I don't think you need to do much more than what you've already done and just stick to your guns. You said no. A no trumps a yes, always. Unfortunately, if she does something to hurt herself, at this point that's her own fault and you're not responsible. That's her trying to manipulate you and get your attention, like you said. Let her lash out and act childish about it all, then after she's done, let her know those papers still need signing. And don't go to see her if she does do something dramatic. That would just encourage her to keep it up. Go totally no contact. Now for the second story. My 26 girlfriend, 25, slept with my friend 3 days after we broke up. Came back to me 3 days after that, only to hide the hookup for a week, and then tried to make amends. My girlfriend and I have been together for 6 months. We skate together at the parks and it's one of our favorite things. One of my friends, who I introduced, always got a lot of attention from her. After bringing it up several times, I thought I had the reassurance I needed to deal with my insecurities and trust her fully. I let it go. About 2 weeks ago, she broke up with me. She needed to figure her life out, and although it wasn't pretty, we agreed to space. We were separated for 6 days. After 6 days, we reconciled and met up. We had an amazing week together. Everything had taken a turn for the better. She confessed I was the love of her life and we continued our plans for the future. This was something we talked about before and had started to act on, as two mature adults ready to build a life together. Last night she texted me saying she needed to see me. She met with her sponsor and talked to her about what she was about to tell me. Her and my friend from the skate park had hooked up on the 3rd day after our breakup. She claimed she was sick to her stomach, left as soon as the sun rose and felt terrible, and hid it from me for my own protection. She's claiming it was the biggest mistake of her life, wants to do anything to fix it, and is giving me ample opportunity for recovering and processing my emotions, although it's only been a day. I need to hear from people who have been in similar situations. What was recovery like? Is it possible to mend things given she shows true remorse? Do the internet strangers I'm speaking to here have any words or advice to offer? I appreciate everyone who reads or comments on the post ahead of time. One thing I truly believe is, no matter what, things will get better, and we can overcome anything, even what seems like the worst of pain. Now for the top advice. Breaks equals I wanna go sleep with other people while you wait for me. I very highly doubt it was a random spur of the moment thing. People do this so they aren't labeled as a cheater because technically you weren't together. Both sexes do it, and it's still cheating in my opinion. Yeah, she knew when she asked for the breakup, she was going to try out this other guy. It wasn't what she thought it was going to be, and after only 3 days, all of a sudden she no longer needs space to figure her life out? I call BS. She broke up to have sex with someone else and have it not be considered cheating. She talked with her sponsor, and also figured out that you'd eventually find out, and decided to confess. I'm sure she regrets it, but only to the extent that it makes her life more difficult by destroying your trust. I would suggest you walk away, but I know you're not going to. At the least, don't let the relationship progress further. Moving in, shared finances, engagement, until trust is restored. The next time she needs space, if she's foolish enough to try this again, know that she plans to do this again, probably with someone else, and know that your relationship is completely over. LOL, how about 20 years later, they're married, have kids, this friend suddenly appears in her life, she is bored with having sex with the husband, says she wants a break, sleeps with the friend, and then wife and husband get back together, happily ever after. Happens all the time, my friend. I don't get why people can't see through that. Plausible deniability, I suppose. Nothing new to really add here, but there was a meme I saw once. It was a woman telling her boyfriend that she wanted a break to work on herself or whatever. They broke for 3 months. In the 3 months he cried and mourned the loss of the relationship. Her on the other hand, in 1 month she slept with 1 guy, 2nd month 2 guys, 3rd month, threesomes. Once that was over, she came back to the guy, and said she wanted to make things work and work it out between them. He happily accepted, being none the wiser. The only thing good about this situation is that she fessed up to sleeping with the other guy of her own accord. But take this into account. This wasn't some random stranger she hooked up. You said this guy was a friend of yours, one who she knew you were worried about in the first place, and one who you felt she was being a bit inappropriate with, before you guys even split. She asked for a breakup so that she could get with the other guy and not have to be the bad guy. If you give this enough time, I can guarantee you that she'll begin to say, we weren't even together so technically I didn't cheat. Right now, she's sorry. I don't know what it was with the other guy, but something didn't work. Either he only wanted the S, or he wasn't what she thought he was, but she's coming back to settle on you. If I was you, I wouldn't accept that. Value yourself more than that. You're definitely worth more than someone's fallback option or safety net. So long story short, she basically cheated on you. That guy probably also told her that he doesn't want a relationship with her, which is why she returned to you. I personally would kick her to the curb. But if I would really want to give it a try, I would just keep the relationship open. She just lost her privilege of having an exclusive relationship with me. Exclusive relationships are only for women who deserve my trust. Cheating women don't deserve it. She should be downgraded to a friend with benefits. Then go and bang one of her friends to see how she feels about it. Now for the last story. My girlfriend, 20, cheated on me, 21, at least twice over 3 years, and I'm not sure what to do now. This may be a long wall of text, so I apologize in advance. My girlfriend and I met as co-workers at a job we worked together at 16, her, and 17, me, and after about 3 months of talking we eventually made our relationship official. This girl was my first love and she was the girl I gave my first time to. Things were good for about 2 months, before she broke up with me. At the time she said it was because she never told her parents about us and they were furious, but I later found out 6 months later that it was because an ex of hers was living with her. After a month of being apart, her ex left her house and she came to me wanting to resume our relationship. Mind you, I'm 17 years old. Being 17, I agreed and we resumed our relationship for 2 years before things got truly rough. After 2 years, around Christmas of 2018, I'm 19 at this point, she started to grow distant and I pondered endlessly trying to figure out what I was doing wrong, and what I needed to fix to be a better boyfriend. I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong. 1 week before Christmas, she came into work one day with a very distinct hickey on her neck that I knew I hadn't put there. I questioned her and she became the coldest, most heartless person I have ever met, as if the last 2 years didn't matter. I did not recognize her. She broke up with me at work, and I found out that she was cheating on me with another female co-worker. We broke up and I moved out of my house and into a close friend, because my house was filled with reminders of her. I spent a month with my best friend and his family, partying, drinking, just having fun to get my mind off of her. They did everything they could to help me move on and I finally had. After this month goes by, she messages me out of the blue and tells me she misses me, and that the only one that can handle her is me. That no one can love her like me. I did not fall for this, but played with the idea for about 2 weeks. We finally agreed to meet up and things were wonderful. The spark that had died was relit stronger than ever. After making some strict guidelines, we continue our relationship for 1 more year with no issues. Fast forward to February 2020. Things slowly are deteriorating and I'm getting the same sick gut feeling I had after she had cheated on me. Like when the pattern and routine we had was starting to change and she just wasn't interested anymore. She would tell me all the things I was doing wrong and how unhappy I was making her, but to me, that time was precious. I planned to marry this girl. I confronted her multiple times and asked her if she was cheating and she denied every time. One day, I go to see her at work. We work different jobs at this point, and I walk in and see her hugging this guy who is a mutual friend of her friends, and I confront her and ask her what I seeing. She played it off very casually and innocently, telling me they all were just mutual friends. I trust her at this point, and I try to be a respectful boyfriend and not hound her over the situation. Time passes and she grows more distant and starts going to see her friends more and more, and me less and less. I try to tell her how I feel and she tells me I'm just being obsessive and controlling, and that she's not allowed to do anything. Feeling guilty, I drop it and let it go. Time passes and I feel the distance growing more and more and I start to back off a little bit to not pressure her, and I start hanging out with my friends and co-workers more to distract me from the fact that my girlfriend is ignoring me. She texts me less and less every day. We go from living together to seeing each other every other day. At this point, I have an idea what's happening but I have no definitive proof, so I let it go. One day, we get into an argument and she packs her stuff and goes to her mom's. I don't hear from her for an entire week, and after this week she returns home. I ask her to tell me what's going on and she says I'm being possessive, controlling, and that I'm boxing her in. She leaves for another week. I repeatedly message her and call her over, this time to no avail. After repeated tries over several days, I give up and focus on my life. At this point, I thought it was clear she was over with the relationship. During this time, I met a new girl who had started working with me and we hit it off well. My girlfriend and I had never set any terms to the relationship. This breakup was never official, but it was close enough without words being said. I start focusing on this new girl and where we could go and I continued with my life. I was living life, exercising, and throwing hotel parties with my friends. After 2 months of sharing my life with social media and trying to move on, she comes back around and is distraught over us, and tells me how much she misses me and what we had. I told her I wasn't interested and I carried on. After 1 month, I had realized things with this new girl weren't going to work out. Somehow, she managed to win me back over and we continued our relationship from there. Things honestly improved to the best they had ever been. I later found out she had cheated on me with the guy she was hugging at her job, during the time we were still together. Fast forward to October 2020, and things are starting to deteriorate again. This girl and I have many memories, many experiences shared. It's hard to let go even when I know it's best. We are still trying, but I'm getting that gut feeling. Where do I go from here? I feel I've given too much time to give up now. Thank you all for your patience and time given. Any advice or suggestions are very welcome. Now for the top comments. I'm 21 as well and I was in a similar situation as you. And all I can say is that in the end, it's not worth it. It took me a long time to realize that if they're willing to cheat that many times, even if they say they care, they have no respect for you. Actions speak louder than words. She only comes back because she knows you'll be there with open arms. Love yourself and respect yourself enough to find someone who won't cheat. I know it's difficult because of the memories and history, but do you really want to torture yourself thinking about if she'll cheat again, or if you trust her? Good luck, dude. I wish you the best. Be honest with yourself. You cannot be seriously considering this girl as wife material, so stop wasting your time and emotional energy on someone that will cheat on you. Both with guys and girls. She has no idea what she wants. but it is very clear that she does not want you for anything more than a fallback guy. She runs when you try to get closer and chases you when you pull away. She belongs to the street, not you. Now is the time of your life that you should be focused on finding your purpose and working towards it. End this unhealthy game, reclaim your self-respect and work on building a future for yourself. You will find that when you settle on where you want to go in life and start striving to obtain it, you will attract high-quality women that will cause you to wonder what you ever saw in this cheater. Your future is wide open and yours to make of it what you will. She's a cheater. A repeat cheater with no remorse. You are both young, but she has already developed a habit of cheating and knows she can draw you back in. 3 years is enough. Do you want to end up wasting 10, 20, or 40 years of your life on her? If you stick with her, that's what you'll end up doing. This girl isn't wife material. She isn't even girlfriend material. She's S-buddy material, and a lot of people in your girlfriend's orbit has learned to take advantage of that. Value yourself and move on. And that's it for this video, guys. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like this content. Turn the notification on to get updated on my latest posts. I'll catch you in the next one. Good day, everyone.